The art of healing comes from nature, not from the physician. Therefore, the physician must start from nature with an open mind. All diseases begin in the gut. The greatest remedy for anger is delay. The soul is the source of our faculties. In no respect can a doctor be said to have acquired more than he has learned. The best physician is also a philosopher. The patient should be made to understand that he or she must take charge of his own life. Don't take your body to the doctor as if he were a repair shop. There is no such thing as a universal remedy, only universal principles. The physician should not treat the disease, but the patient who is suffering from it. Medicine is of all the arts the most noble, but, owing to the ignorance of those who practice it, and of those who, inconsiderately, form a judgment of them, it is at present far behind all the other arts. The human foot is a masterpiece of engineering and a work of art. Everything that is necessary for the healing of a disease is provided by nature. The body is a sensitive instrument, finely tuned to its environment. The mind is everything, what you think you become. It is the nature of man to be dissatisfied with his present condition. Happiness is the highest good, being a realization and perfect practice of virtue, which some can attain, while others have little or none of it. One of the most essential qualities of the clinician is interest in humanity, for the secret of the care of the patient is in caring for the patient. He who has health has hope, and he who has hope has everything. A good physician treats the disease. A great physician treats the patient who has the disease. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. The body is not a thing, but a situation. It is our grasp on the world and our sketch of our project. A physician is obligated to consider more than a diseased organ, more even than the whole man. He must view the man in his world. A good healer is one who can be taught, and who is willing to learn from his patients. The art of medicine insists in amusing the patient, while nature cures the disease. It is not that we have so little time, but that we lose so much. The life we receive is not short, but we make it so. We are not ill-provided, but use what we have wastefully. Healing is a matter of time, but it is sometimes also a matter of opportunity. All who are sick need a physician, but they that are in health need a teacher. All parts of the body which have a function, if used in moderation and exercised in labors in which each is accustomed, become thereby healthy, well-developed, and age more slowly. But if unused, they become liable to disease, defective in growth, and age quickly. For extreme diseases, extreme methods of cure, as to restriction, are most suitable. We should look to the mind and not to the outward appearance. The physician's highest calling is only calling, is to make sick people healthy, to heal, as it is termed. A physician who fails to enter the body of a patient with the lamp of knowledge and understanding can never treat diseases. Let food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food. Experience is the teacher of all things. Medicine is a science, and a science of uncertainty, and an art of probability. The diseases of the body may be cured, but the sickness of the soul is incurable. The greatest mistake in the treatment of diseases is that there are physicians for the body and physicians for the soul, although the two cannot be separated. An illness is not a personal failure. The human body is a temple and should be treated accordingly. The physician must be experienced in many things, but most assuredly in rubbing. Time is the physician of diseases. The physician who knows only one medicine knows not even that. A physician is not only a student of the diseases of the body, but also of the soul. The art of medicine is to heal the patient, not just the disease. The first step towards knowledge is to know that we are ignorant. The physician must not only be prepared to do what is right himself, but also to make the patient, the attendants, and external circumstances cooperate. It is not possible to cure the body without treating the mind, and the spirit as well. The power of a physician is not in his pills or potions, but in his understanding of the human body and the way it functions. Nature, when left to her own processes, will often heal many diseases. All substances are poisons. There is none which is not a poison. The right dose differentiates a poison from a remedy. Each disease has its own time. In diseases of the body, good physicians are a comfort to the mind. It is more important to know what sort of person has a disease than to know what sort of disease a person has. The health of the mind and body are inseparable. It is more important to prevent the disease than to cure it. Health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. Medicine is an art and not a trade, a calling, not a business, a calling in which your heart will be exercised equally with your head. The body is like a house, and the soul is the resident. Just as a house can be repaired and improved, so too can the body. The true art of medicine is to understand the nature of the human body and to take care of it accordingly. The physician's task is to cure sometimes, to relieve often, and to comfort always. The physician who is not a philosopher is not a good physician. All that man needs for health and healing has been provided. By God and nature, the challenge of science is to find it. The physician must be able to tell the antecedents, know the present, and foretell the future, must mediate these things, and have to special objects in view with regard to disease, namely, to do good or to do no harm. There are in fact two things, science and opinion. The former begets knowledge, the latter ignorance. Life is short, and the art long. It is far more important to know what person the disease has than what disease the person has. It is easier to prevent bad habits than to break them. The body is the container of the soul, and the physician is the guardian of both. The art of medicine consists of amusing the patient while nature cures the disease. The physician's task is not just to cure the disease, but also to help the patient deal with the psychological and emotional aspects of their illness. What makes the physician different from the layman is not just his knowledge of medicine, but also his understanding of human nature. The physician must be able to empathize with the patient's suffering and to understand their fears and concerns. The physician's job is not just to treat the disease, but also to educate the patient about their health and how to maintain it. Medicine is not only a science, but also an art. It is not only a healing process, but also a way of life. The human body is a complex and delicate system, and the physician must treat it with respect and humility. To do nothing is sometimes a good remedy. The physician must not only be skilled in the art of medicine, but also in the art of communication. The best medicine is rest and fasting. The physician must never forget that he is treating a human being, not just a disease. The physician must always keep an open mind and be willing to learn from his patients. A wise physician does not merely treat the symptoms of a disease, but also seeks to understand its root causes. Medicine is the art of preserving health and curing disease, and the skill of a physician is to discover the hidden unity between these two aspects of the art. Health is not only the absence of disease, but also the balance between physical, mental, and spiritual well-being. The physician must be compassionate, but also objective and detached in order to make the best decisions for the patient's health. The physician's role is not only to cure the disease, but also to prevent it from recurring in the future. The physician must be able to balance the needs of the individual patient with the needs of society as a whole. The physician must be willing to admit when he does not know the answer and to seek the knowledge of others.